Introduction to the Variables in Python. Hello everyone and welcome back to our Python series. Today we are diving into one of the most fundamental concepts in all the programming called variables. If you want to build anything in Python, you need to understand variables. So what exactly is a variable? Think of a variable as a labeled container or a storage box inside your computer's memory. Inside that box, you can place data or information like your name, your age, or your exam marks. Let's look at a quick example. Name is equals to Harini. In this line of code, name is the one of our box the variables, and Harini is the actual value we are stuffing inside it. One of the best things about Python is that it's incredibly smart. Unlike some other programming languages where you have to explicitly tell the computer what kind of data you are storing, Python automatically figures it out for you. When you name your variables, always try to keep them meaningful and simple so your code stays clean. Instead of using random letters like X or Y, use descriptive names like student name, age, marks. Just remember this golden rule. A variable stores data and the data can be changed or reused anytime you want. Like integer data type, slide 2. Now we know what a variable is. Let's talk about the types of data we can put inside them. The first one of you need to know is the integer or int for the short. An integer is simply a whole number. It cannot have a decimal point. It can be positive like 10, 25, or 100, or it can be negative like -50. As long as it's a complete round number, it's an integer. For example, if we write age is equals to 18, age is our variable, and 18 is the integer value stored inside it. Because integers are numbers, you can perform normal math operations with them. Look at this code given in the slide. When you run this, Python adds the value of A and B together and gives the output as 15. In the real world programs, you will use integers all the time for things like counting items, tracking users, ages, calculating scores, or managing roles numbers. Whenever you see a whole number, Python instantly recognizes it as an integer. Slide 3 goes like float data type. But what happens when you need to deal with the fractions or numbers that aren't perfectly whole? That's why that's where our next data type comes in, the float. A float is used to store decimal numbers. Example include 10.5, 99.99, the value of pi 3.14. Python treats them as floating point variables. Let's see it in code. Price is equals to 99.99. Here price is the variable and 99.99 is the float value. Floats are absolutely essential when you need precision. Think about product prices at the store. Percentages on a test, your height, your weight, or complex scientific calculations. If you write height is equals to 5.8, automatically stores the value as the float because of the decimal point. So the main takeaway here is simple that whole numbers are integers and decimal numbers are the floats. Slide 4. Difference between integer and float. To wrap things up, let's do a quick side-by-side comparison to make sure the difference between integers and floats is crystal clear. Integers are strictly whole numbers like 10, 25, 100. Whole numbers are decimal numbers like 10.5, 25.75. Here is an easy way to visualize it. If you are counting apples in a basket and you count five apples, you are using integer. If you place those apples on a scale and weight shows 5.5 kilograms, you are using float. So in our next lesson, we are going to look at how Python handles next text and true or false values using strings and booleans. Thank you so much for watching.